Hey everybody, it's your boy Gabey, and this is my Thunder Roadster I just got. It looks a little bit different from it did in the last video because I have been working like a crazy person on this car. I'm so excited to start driving and competing in this car, so I have been going full bore working on this as hard as I can. We talked briefly about the Thunder Roadster in the last episode, but here it is. If you're unfamiliar, the Thunder Roadster is kind of an obscure spec racing car made by US Legend, the same people that make Legend cars. And they compete in a variety of different racing leagues, mainly under NASA. But there are some creeping around in SCCA, like this one will be raced in SCCA. The Thunder Roadster was introduced around the year 2000, and they originally featured the Yamaha FJ 1200 engine. I believe there was also a 700 and a 1250 version of the Thunder Roadster. Mine is the 1200. Absolutely everything is covered in fiberglass and old paint from sanding this. So how these cars work is very similar to cross karts and other motorcycle powered builds. You're using the engine and transmission from the motorcycle that's mounted 90 degrees, and it goes into a drive shaft adapter which powers the rear differential, which I believe the rear differential in these is out of a Toyota. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a Toyota diff, and well, at least mine looks like a Toyota diff. It is air and oil cooled. In my little whale shark mouth right here, I have two oil coolers. The Thunder Roadsters came in a few different body styles. Personally, I like this one the best. It reminds me of the Mammoth car from Speed Racer. I feel like the bad guy in a Speed Racer episode would drive this, which I think is really cool. I want to be the bad guy in a Speed Racer episode. Depending on who you ask at the racetrack, I am the bad guy. Hi, Sergio. The country of Capetapec. That's where they were always racing. I watched a lot of original Speed Racer when I was a kid. Probably why I like this car so much. This particular Thunder Roadster was originally owned by Jackson Smith. And this kid, when he was racing this car, was cleaning up. There isn't a ton of information on Jackson Smith out on the internet. I believe he raced from 2008 to 2010, so he had kind of a short, professional career. My understanding, it was a family race team, and unfortunately his dad passed away, and so they kind of liquidated all the assets, which is very sad. They were running quite a few different cars. He competed in the Bandito class, and he was absolutely killing in this car. He also had a second Thunder Roadster as well, the one with the other body style. The guy that I got this car from has both of his Thunder Roadsters. Well, now I have one. He still has the other one. I don't know if he has the Bandito car or not. I would love to get my hands on a Bandito car. I might be a little bit too tall for one, but I'd still try and fit. Bandito cars are cool. If the story that I got about Jackson Smith's career and cars and all that stuff is true, that is very sad about his dad passing away and the family not being able to continue to race on a professional level. I hope that I'm doing Jackson and the family a good service by giving this car new life and doing a really good restoration on it and going back out and competing in this car. And if Jackson or the Smith family is watching this video, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to feature you guys in a video and have you tell your stories with this car and the racing team. I think that would be really interesting and really cool to hear the story of this car. So I think now would be a good time to show you the work that I've done this past week on the Thunder Roadster. So the Thunder Roadster got delivered. It came all the way from Arizona. There was a slight issue getting the Thunder Roadster off the trailer because it has completely flat tires. The guy who delivered it had a spare tire to go with it, so I tried the classic lighting it on fire trick, and it didn't work. Did you think this was how you're going to spend your day today?
No.
So plan B was to drag it with my tracker, which if you're like, wow, that's a really cool tracker, just a reminder, it is for sale. And you too could drag a race car with a tracker. This could be you doing this. Thunder Roadster is light enough that we just picked it up and dragged it the rest of the way. It's a really light car. It's not comfortable to pick up, but you can pick it up. These tires are flat and I can't really move the car, but I had an Isuzu Pup quite a few years ago that I did a little trick on that you can jack up your car, fill the tires with air, and you can get them sometimes to hold a little bit. I don't know if it'll work for this rear. I doubt it for the rear, but I might be able to get the front to hold enough air to get a little bit closer to the garage. Oh yeah, check it out. 5 psi. My trick worked. Yes. Okay, so I got 3 of the tires to hold some sort of air. The one on the far side over there ain't working. So this car is light enough that I just have the back of it jacked up, and I'm gonna just push it forward. Oh, a bit at a time. It seems like it's stuck in gear because the rear diff isn't loosening up at all. I'm gonna have to do something about this chair because my shoulders are way too wide for this chair. I am sitting on the ground. This is my view. This isn't, Shibi, you see this? Oh, there we go. All right, so clutch in. I'm assuming forward is first. Yeah, it feels like it's in between gears. Unless it wants to be banged. Oh, it does. It does want to be banged. Okay, so I'm in first now. Second. That's definitely first. That might be neutral. Right? There's plenty of leg room. I do not have plenty of shoulder room. I gotta adjust the seat so I can get down lower because I don't fit very well with the wheel. The view out of this thing is insane. It is insane looking out of this. Throttle feels like shit, but it works. Here is my switches in here. This is, I'm assuming, ignition. This might be a kill switch or something like that. Oh, it's a choke. This is the choke for the carbs. Oh yeah, because it's still carbureted. So here's my ignition. And then this is odometer memory, recall, erase. This is like a rudimentary track timer, I believe. You have oil pressure, you have volts, you have your RPMs, and a gear selector, maybe? Like shows you what gear you're in. And then water temp. And then brake reservoir right here, and then there's all the comms stuff for your comms. I was told that the Roadster was parked without gas in it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. Hit it with a little starting fluid. So I attached some jumper cables to the tracker and the Roadster. Let's give it a try. No way. No way. No way. That's a lot of starting fluid. All right, let's see. I have the choke. No way! No way, dude! Yeah! You gotta be kidding me! Like, the second switch. All right, ready? Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Good morning. I'm just waking up, so my goal this morning is to get the Thunder Roadster to run on gas. Now, yesterday this ran on starting fluid, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably check the oil. So our oil window is way down there, and it's kind of impossible to see without jacking the car up. I'm gonna jack up the front jack up the rear so it's level, but still high enough for me to slide underneath there with a flashlight and just see how much oil we have. Great news, it appears that the engine is full of oil. We have a new battery. Now it should crank. Let's see here. 1, 2. Cranks great. I have the choke on, not leaking any fuel. Should be in neutral. She wants to start. I'm not hearing the fuel pump though. Fuel pump is not fuel pumping. So we need a fuel pump. Both the fuel line and the fuel pump had gone bad in the Roadster. So I figure it's a great time to replace all of it. The fuel line's pretty interesting. It runs through this square tube in the frame and you can just pull it all the way through. Oh, there's a big break in it. Yep, that's not gonna hold gas. Oh yeah. I replaced it with some new fuel line and sent it through the hole. This was surprisingly an easy process to have this go through and actually work. And it was a nice breath of fresh air because normally building stuff is super hard. Now I have to make my own AN fittings, which I was always told was a lot tougher than what it is. It's actually quite easy. Okay, I just saw a neat little life hack on YouTube on how to get your AN fittings on, because I'm having a hard time doing it by hand. So I have a 19 millimeter and you're supposed to put your impact in reverse. Then you put your fitting in here. And then, apparently, you're supposed to hell yeah. Okay, that worked a lot better. Yes. Now, I didn't particularly like the original mounting place for the fuel pump, so I decided to drill 2 holes in the subframe of the cage and wire up the new fuel pump and mount it there. I feel like it's a lot more serviceable in this area and I'm able to see if it's leaking or if there's any issues a lot easier. I picked up a new battery and new terminals. Here I'm putting in the other side of the battery cable. I just heated up the terminal with a bunch of solder and flux on the inside. Then you shove your wire in there and give it a crimp, and then it's good to go. A little shielding on the end because it looks nice. Since this is essentially a fresh startup, I decided to add some octane booster. This one's from Royal Purple. Royal Purple, if you'd like to sponsor my race car, I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so I wired up a very simple switch. I have just a wire going to the positive and the positive of the fuel pump. And then if I flick the switch, fuel pump's working. There we go. You can hear the change because fuel started to go through it. It's doing its thing. This will hold the choke. Click these switches. I hear a lot of gas. Okay, I hear a lot of gas. All right. Okay, I figured out why gas is everywhere. Our needles on the 2 inner ones, well, our needles were all stuck. The 2 inner ones I was able to break loose with my fingies. But the 2 outer ones are a lot harder. Yep. So let me explain what happened in that shot. I cracked the like little tabs that hold the floats in place in your float bowl. See that right there? See these little guys? And then how those are cracked? The pins inside the floats were completely seized. And so I was tapping on it, and I was tapping on this bottom one, and my hammer accidentally hit this one while I was tapping on it. This is not a death sentence for this carburetor. We can fix it. Now, I was able to get the needles to move on this carb, but I had to do a fancy little trick that you guys will see in the next episode. Anyway, so with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the new series on the Thunder Roadster. I certainly am. It is the most fun I've had building a car in maybe ever, actually. I love this thing.